rebuilding. We've got to talk about the tropics because we have an area to watch that has now been designated right over the state of Florida, and this is going to be for a stalled out cold front that could spin up some kind of area of low pressure along it much later on this week. Not expecting anything today, Monday, Tuesday. This is going to be more like Thursday or Friday. It's a low chance. We'll keep you updated. And we've got a lot of people that'll be traveling this week, so we've got to check out the forecast across the nation because there will be some impactful weather, that's for sure. All right, let's talk about the tropics. I mentioned we've got that area to watch down in Florida, or kind of the Gulf off both coasts of Florida. And then we've got an actual tropical storm that's active right now here in the western Gulf. This is Tropical Storm Barry. It was named not terribly long ago. It was a little bit earlier on today. And it's not a very pretty tropical storm. It's not very well put together, and that's always a good thing because it doesn't really look like it has any chance at strengthening into a hurricane. It's also not going to affect the United States. So again, I will repeat that. This is not going to affect the United States. This is going to barrel right into Mexico and then lose its strength very quickly. Now, when I say it's not a very well put together tropical storm, what do I mean? Well, you can see the center of this thing at the surface when you zoom in on the visible satellite imagery. It actually is a little bit fascinating to see. Check this out. It will emerge here as we put the loop on. It's this right here. Look at that. You see the counterclockwise spin there? That's the surface. Low. That's the surface spin. And then you see all these big clouds up here. Those are the tops of the thunderstorms that are trying to wrap themselves around the center. But this is what we call a lopsided storm. This is not a storm that typically gets all that strong. The stronger storms will tend to have a lot of this convection, the thunderstorms, wrapped very tightly around the center. And as you can clearly see, we don't have that. Now, when we're looking at the visible satellite here, obviously there are a lot of high clouds that make it a little bit tough to see that spin down at the surface, but for a brief little time, you can see it there. And if you look really closely, you can follow it as we go forward in the loop. Just kind of follow where that center of low pressure is. It looks like it's starting to move a little bit faster. This thing's going to make landfall tonight before that area of low pressure at the surface kind of disappears under those high clouds. So a couple hours until landfall for this one, and that's going to be that with Barry. A very brief storm, not going to become a hurricane. There are some tropical storm warnings, though, that are in effect along the east coast of Mexico. And if you want to see what it looks like on the forecast model, it's going to be a lot of rain. That'll be the #1 threat that we'll have to deal with from this one as it moves ashore. You can see it transfers very quickly into a tropical depression and then probably a post-tropical or non-tropical low, just an area of low pressure that sits around. Now, I know this one is going to perk up a lot of ears and eyes, right? This big area to watch that includes a large portion of the state of Florida, and especially after what we dealt with last year. I know a lot of people are going to be paying very close attention to this. Now, yes, it's a good idea to be prepared, and you need to watch this closely if you live down in Florida, but also at the same time, I don't want you to get too overly worried about this because this is a small chance that a storm could develop, and it's not until several days from now. So you do have some time to, maybe you haven't quite made your preparations yet. In case something happens, yeah, you've got some time to do that. But here we are. In the next 7 days, 20% chance of development. And really, we're talking more about like Thursday and Friday in the upcoming work week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, nothing will happen. This is actually going to be a stalled out cold front. It's the front that's over the United States right now. It's actually pretty far up toward the northwest. And it's going to take a couple of days to barrel through the U.S., get off of the coast, and then do what is kind of a frequent situation early on in the season where we tend to see a front that will just set up shop bisecting the state of Florida. And sometimes what can happen is you get an area of low pressure that can develop along that front. And because it's that time of year when the water's a little bit on the warm side in some of these spots, if you get a little area of low pressure that's pretty weak, it can gain some steam pretty quickly. So again, area to watch. That's called that for a reason. This is not a potential tropical cyclone yet. It's not a tropical depression. There's actually none of this stuff that you see in here. None of that thunderstorm activity has anything to do with why that area to watch is there. So again, it's the cold front that's over the U.S. right now. It gets off the coast, sets up shop over Florida, could get an area of low pressure develop along that front. And the interesting thing here is we don't really know yet whether first off, if a low will develop along that front, and secondly, whether, if it does form, it ends up west of Florida or east of Florida. Now, there is a little bit of a higher chance on the forecast models showing that it goes east of Florida, or it develops east of Florida, so somewhere off the southeast coast. There still is a chance, though, that it could be up in the northeastern Gulf. And again, the chances at ending up with like a hurricane or something like that really do appear very low overall, at least right now. Okay, so we'll continue to watch this closely. We are your Hurricane HQ. We've got Brian Norcross that's watching this closely, and he doesn't seem too overly concerned quite yet. So it's kind of like watching the flight attendant when there's turbulence on a plane, right? When Norcross perks his ears up, that's when I start to get a little worried. Either way, don't focus too much on whether this becomes a tropical depression or maybe a brief tropical storm. Point is, we're going to have a stalled out front sitting over Florida over the time frame of several days. So this is going to be some very heavy rain. Any way you cut it, 8 to 12 inches for some spots.